second. Hello, everybody!
Hello!
Why are we screaming?
And that was the case,
Sorry,
everybody.
Isn't that what we normally do?
Right, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to be a court case? And I have a feeling it's just going to be all this.
Isn't it always?
Hey, Bubbles! Welcome on in! Mods,
Bubbles,
Nim, I'm looking
hello.
at you. Can we get a shout out for Bubbles, please?
Hi, Mr. Man.
Shout out.
Mods! Mads!
I'm trying! I was too late! No!
You're banned!
I'm sorry! I'm sorry!
We have this little- We have this little thing whenever I come into his chat. We just spam an evil emote. It's amazing.
Oh.
Mads!
Which one do you spam? Is it?
No, we don't have it. It's I need to add it in. Hold on. I need to add it in. Hold on. Give me a second. It's in theirs, not mine. Give me a sec.
Oh.
Ah! Stop throwing shit at me.
I'm doing the mod thing!
Oh. Mads! Come on. I want to add demo. Come on! Well, anyway. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of D&D Hollow Bonds. Where did we leave off, everybody? Where did we leave off?
Jail.
Criminal
Jail.
activity
Trauma.
and trauma! Yeah!
Being forced to grow up faster than you should be.
Yes! Just like my childhood!
Oh.
Reliving pain through D&D!
And excessive amounts of coffee for some reason.
Yeah, that's also very accurate. I'm starting to see a pattern.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, no, it's fine? Okay.
And learning that
Oh, yeah.
shooting stars make you a pretty cool dude.
They do.
No, witnessing one makes me a pretty cool dude.
I forgot about that. Yes, no, we left off. Everyone had communications a little bit, and exactly how did it go? You all met at Donnett's house in the mermaid city of Breezer after the tragic events of that happened prior. One of our party members in jail for the murder, the manslaughter of 3 and the the manslaughter of 1 and the murder of 3. Little Ica escaped from his room to go and discuss things with Marty in the jail cell, and then afterwards being visited by Azalea, who had brought a friend of Crisanto from the elven locations, to reveal that she was now the leader of said elves. I believe that is pretty much where we left off.
Essentially.
Yeah, and if you want a more detailed description, go check out the journal inside of the Discord. Join the Discord, guys. What are you
Yes.
doing? Why have you not joined the Discord? What is wrong with you?
Why are you like this?
Does Discord work? Oh fuck, it does. Thank God. Yeah, if you need
There's
to catch
cute
up
art.
and you don't feel like you can watch maybe 90, 100 hours of content that we've been given for free, you can read up on it in the Discord. We have a room specifically for each episode with a little synopsis done by myself and Keston. It's really, really helpful. I'm still trying to find that goddamn fucking emote. Where is it? Why are there so many evil emotes?
I don't know.
Maybe you should
Mr.
ask yourself that.
Evildoerz. Why are there so many
Yeah.
evil emotes?
No, in 7 TV, there's so many.
Oh.
How many L's did it have? It had a lot of L's. That's all I remember. Fuck it, I'm going to Bubbles' channel. Give me a sec. I know it's in there. I know it's in there, so it's fine.
Interesting way to work around it.
Thievery.
Yay!
Right, Marty.
Oh god! Oh, the bits! Fuck!
Uh-oh.
Fuck!
Nah, keep him going.
Bits.
Thank you,
Make a hard
Celica.
train! We need 3 people!
Oh my god. Not again.
Hype train!
It's happening again.
You have to have it happen, otherwise we don't get fed tonight. So you're gonna have to do it. Little did you guys know, we don't eat unless you guys make a hype train happen.
I don't feed these
Okay,
people.
no.
Oh,
Here's
no.
how we get the hype train. All right, guys, hear me out.
All right.
For every bit you proceed at this point, I will pet JoJo for 1 second for every bit. She
Well,
deserves
you
all
got
those
1,000
pets.
to go.
Yeah, so get going.
Ah.
Am I too loud? I'll turn down my game.
No.
No,
You're good.
no.
Oh god, I'm
You're
becoming
fine.
a barcode again. Fuck. Ah.
Oh no!
There you go.
Oh no! Quick, scan his QR code. See what you get.
Oh my god.
Well.
Ugh, wow,
This
you were
is
going.
Really...
Oh, there we go. I'm
Okay.
back.
He's dancing.
I saw things.
I noticed.
Now, not to be that guy, but
Oh god.
Oh,
The
ducks.
fuck did you
Ducks.
just say?
It's ducks.
Bro, thank you for the gifted sub to Essie.
Hey, thank you. I'm too much of a broke bitch to actually do it.
Bro, bitch.
I love the emote because it has like a little booty shaking. So thank you.
All right, there we go.
I
That's the emote we spam. There we go.
Booties.
Ah.
It's the mermaid man. Evil.
Evil!
I heard hype train. Oh, thank you. We just need one more for a hype
All right,
train.
does this work?
Oh,
Probably not.
It's on the
Okay, no.
verge.
If we get a hype train, our D&D characters can have breakfast.
Oh
Yeah.
my fucking god.
Please. I've been in jail for so long. I'm so hungry.
I just
They keep
lost my
feeding me
father.
salt water.
I lost my father and then my orc father. I need all the help I can get, guys.
All right, we got that. Okay, we roll for ducks. There's 75 ducks. There's a lot of fucking ducks in this campaign today.
3/4 of the way there.
One day you'll get 100, and it'll be on the last episode, and I'll have to make it a duck episode. Thank you for the 100 bits, Silica. Thank you so much. God, there's so much shit going on.
Well, that's 10 seconds of JoJo petting you get in your
Oh
name.
my God.
Quack Thulu. Boss battle at the final episode.
Oh god, damn. Oh god.
Oh,
Hype
actually,
train!
there you
Look
go.
at that!
Wow, look at you guys go. Love that.
Finally, they can feed us.
I'm having pancakes.
Oh, level
Wait,
2,
just-
jeez.
One slice of bacon. That's all I ask for, guards.
Oh no! Ika's new dad is 75 ducks in a trench coat.
Guys, I found a new dad.
Oh no!
I'm gonna roll again just in case. I'm curious. No, 66. Come on, give me a 100 somehow. 88. Holy
88.
shit!
Wow, getting doubles.
Oh. Man, this duck
Oh my
numbers
god!
are
Thank
high.
you.
Yeah.
Dude,
God.
another double.
Now I'm getting some chalky milk with it.
More
I'm so
ducks.
happy.
More ducks. More ducks.
94.
Oh,
94.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of some of the. I'm gonna get rid of some of the rolls for the next next sessions.
Okay.
What roll are you getting rid of?
55.
Oh.
There's another double.
Come on.
This is all actually like secret cryptid rolls Andy's doing. Like, oh,
Hey.
they landed on a
Ooh.
31. They found some evidence that Maddie is very bad.
More.
God, all the witnesses are the ducks that happen to be flying past the window at the same time.
Like brings in all those ducks and
These are
now you
the.
can speak with animals.
These are the. Sorry. These are the amount of years you're gonna have to serve.
Oh, man. Well, they're fucked. I'm like 10 years to the grave in orc years, so.
11.
All right, one more.
5.
It just got worse.
It kind of did, didn't it?
Yeah, the whole thing just got worse. All right. Anyway, we should probably start so I can actually progress this to the point where I don't have to have this sad music constantly.
Ah.
I've been meditating to it. It's quite nice.
I'll
Remember
be
the-
honest. I'm listening to Animal Crossing music.
Remember the days when we had happy music? That was a thing.
That was followed by in season 1. This is season 2. This is where the real shit begins.
Thank
Hey,
you.
bitch, let's go level 2.
The jury is just ducks. What do you think, jury?
Even better, it's Madame Bass, and then like she like unzips herself, and she was the 75 ducks.
More hits to the street. Oh god, Nim!
Go, do it. More.
Mads!
More!
I want everybody banned! Mods!
More! Oh no, my modding controls, they've suddenly just vanished for no reason.
My computer just exploded. I just don't know what to do.
Oh my god, what the fuck? You scanned a warping scan of a time scan warp.
Oh, look,
What do you
emote
mean?
only mode.
Nim, don't put it in emote mode. What are you doing? Mod abuse! Mod abuse!
Oh, where? Oh, never mind.
Oh no, I guess that means it's time for booty cheeks.
Oh, it's time for booty cheeks.
Look at that, cookies definitely, the cream's definitely coming out of the cookies there.
Gross.
Wait, what?
Oh, that was something that pumpkin potions used to say.
Oh, I see.
Dude, that warp, you look high as fuck.
I never fail to look just absolutely fucked in every way.
To be
Well,
fair,
for me-
that's a pretty accurate representation of what we look like the next morning.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Although we started an hour earlier, that means we could go
Yeah.
on for an hour longer. Smiley face.
Wink.
Made me look like a handheld Hoover. Fuck you, you're a handheld Hoover.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. Right, as the hype train died, okay, we got 14 seconds. All right, then we can start. God, yeah.
I like the booty.
So many booty cheeks.
That is booty.
Okay, there we go. We are done.
Whew. Well done, everyone. The gang can now eat breakfast.
We're gonna need another one in about an hour from now when the hype train resets. So
What
just a heads-
insatiable hunger do you have that you eat lunch an hour after breakfast?
Hey, Icon's a growing child, man. He's got all the calories that he needs. You know, he's gonna need
I
more.
thought we were getting a peek into your actual IRL life. You just eat breakfast, then you do a deep sigh, and you're just like, oh, time for lunch.
I wish, man. I unfortunately forget to eat sometimes. I need to like remind myself.
I have never
Was
had
that too
that
real?
issue.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
My bad. Right, let's get from the real to the fake real.
Yay.
All right, so we ended the day with Ica and Thrask. You were at the local Seabucks. That's what it was. Contemplating exactly what you had seen with Azalea, appearing with a new friend, gilded in golden robes and long flowing blondish hair, and discovering that your long-term friend is now the leader of her own race. And of course, Azalea, you had managed to get in and visit Marty and had a discussion about what the future will hold. Hey, Wolfsang, thank you for the raid.
Yay.
So, I think what we are going to do is we will skip along a little bit in the day.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, and we will arise on the second day of the 4 days grace that you have been given before the court case happens.
Joy.
So, let's see. Where are you guys? There you are. I'm gonna plop you there. Here we go. Court. It's not court time yet. It's the second day.
Think of it
Right.
like Majora's Mask, except the moon is just a giant briefcase.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. You keep I keep getting distracted. Fuck, stop. Get.
But that's amore.
Shut up.
Okay.
Ike is just silent the whole stream.
Okay. Anyway, you all awaken from your various locations of sleep. Azalea, you on the out either in the center tree in the there, or depending on wherever you are. Ica and Thrask, I'm probably I imagine you would have just gone back to Dunnet's house. Yeah, and Marty obviously in the cell. So we'll start the day with Ica and Thrask and Azalea. What are you doing?
Just see. Well, if it's a new day, I'm gonna get some more charges back on my staff here.
Yeah, you are.
So that is another 46 plus 2? I think it's 2. Let me look here again. I had it there a second ago. Yeah, 46 plus 2. Here we go. So 17 plus 2, that's 19 more charges back.
Damn. Heck yeah.
I am almost back to full, thankfully.
Woo! Just in time for the court case.
Yep.
Yay!
Where you're hopefully not going to need that.
Yeah, hopefully I don't need to fireball the entire jury.
May I remind you?
I didn't ask what his crimes were, I said I cast fireball.
Okay. Well, you rise up and you spend your time focusing on your staff to try and gain back what you've used, and you successfully do so. Naturally, around the house you can hear Dunnett doing his average thing, but you hear him open the door and actually leave the house for whatever reason. Azalea, whereabouts are you?
That depends. Where would Chrysanto have stayed?
Let's see. You went in to go visit the king, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, you two probably would have been given a room with inside the palace.
Nice. We got class, even though Azalea's probably sleeping while hanging outside a window.
Yeah. So you would have been guided, and obviously, with everything going on, you wouldn't have been able to give audience to the king straight away. They would have had to give a notice. So you will rise up in one of the rooms, the spare rooms, the kind of lavish nature that neither of you are that particularly used to, but Chrysanto appreciates more than obviously yourself. He will arise. He will have already arisen way earlier than you, and he'll have whatever preparations ready for you in the day.
All right.
So,
well, are we following Azalea at the moment, or are we just trying to figure out?
well, essentially, you were trying to see what if there's anything you wanted to do for this second day before the third day rolls around.
Right. Well, Ike and I were still trying to get in touch with K. Colrez.
Right.
Yes, you contacted him, and he said he was going to meet. He was going to meet you.
Right. And we didn't say where to meet him at yet, so that's what we need to establish, I think, right now.
I think we said that particular, what did we call it? Something bucks?
Seabucks.
Seabucks. I didn't think it was that place.
Yes, sorry. He was coming to you. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah, because you coming to him was not able to happen with what he was doing at the present time.
All right, well, I would say Thrask could be done with his morning preps and just try to see where Ica is in the house, if he's still in there at all.
Right.
I feel like Ica would have actually slept that night, so he probably would have slept a little harder.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I would just probably go to the room where I imagine Ica would be and just kind of rap on the door, see if I hear him stirring.
Yeah, this you open the door, and almost pretty much within a footstep of you is the other door. for where Ike has been staying, his old room. The house pretty much almost everything, every door bumping into each other. The build quality was not planned in the slightest. So you rap on the door with your claws, and Ike, you hear as such.
All right. Ike's gonna open up the door and just look at Thrask and be like, "Oh, we heading out."
Yeah, it looks like your uncle already headed out himself, so we're the only ones in the house at the moment.
Ike's gonna take note of that, and can I do some form of investigation check?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Oh man, investigation's like really bad. Would it be perception or it'd be investigation?
Well, it depends. What are you doing?
Trying to figure out if I have any sort of sign to see what may have caused him to leave. Maybe it was like a paper laying down somewhere, or maybe, I can tell he didn't
that's
drink
absolutely fine.
something
You can do that.
What would that be? Investigation or perception?
That would definitely be in investigation.
Oh, poopy.
Yeah, I mean,
It's too
you're
early
not
for me.
just
Actively
looking. You're actively trying to find clues and stuff. So.
It's too early in the morning. I got a 5.
Yeah, as you open the door, you're looking around. It's just the usual mess on top of more mess. There's nothing out of the ordinary here.
All right. Then I guess Ike will follow Thras to the Sea Bucks.
Yes, get a nice little breakfast for ourselves out there, and maybe another cup of coffee or something like that. And do our business while we are there as well.
Wait, I need to pee there.
Oh, not that business. I mean the K-Colres talk business.
Oh, right. Then I'm gonna go pee first.
No,
and then
I was
we'll-
about to say, you may want to do
Yeah.
that now before we step out. Otherwise, I don't know when we'll get the chance.
Yeah, okay. So Ike's gonna go pee and then follow Thras to the Sea Bucks.
D&D!
DD!
P&P.
P&P!
Okay, well, you do so. You make your way out of the house and through the city. Things are becoming slightly more organized now, but still a complete mess. There's still people who are living on the streets at the moment. Some of them have been, some people are putting their houses back together. Some people are still trying to figure out ways of getting used to now being on the surface. So they're covering up their windows and stuff like that. Not used to having the shining actual sunlight in their house. All those various sorts of things. You see guards patrolling around, helping whoever they can, and cleaning up after the mess that had happened. You make your way through to the town, to the more nobility area where everything is kind of more cleaned. And things have kind of got together a bit quicker. You make your way into the Sea Bucks, of course, and order your favorite thing, and you sit outside and you await to hear from Kay. Azalea,
Alright.
what are you gonna do?
Whoa. Well, I guess it depends on what we're allowed to do in the castle while we're here.
When you were sent to the room, you were informed that this was somewhere for you to stay. You were given no particular other direction, like stay here or anything like that. You were just given, this is your location. During this time, you hear a knock at the door. Just a few knocks, and you hear from the other side of it. A request for it to open. Crisanto goes ahead and opens it up. You see in front of him almost like almost like a mimicry of Crisanto, but for a mermaid's side. A very smartly dressed individual, clearly one of the highest servants of this palace, and he requests your audience.
Azalea's gonna do her best to stand up straight, and nod her head, and she'll follow along for the moment.
Okay. He looks towards the both of you, and says, "The king would like to meet you in the main room if you would follow me."
Yes. Carry on.
Caspian takes a note. Sorry, Caspian. Wait
a minute.
He is alive?
I saw it in chat. Sorry. Crisanto takes a note, as per usual. He is already all set up and all ready for the day, almost as if he didn't sleep. And as Crisanto waits for you to leave ahead of him.
Yeah, Azalea walks in front.
Yeah.
Well, behind the servant, but in front of Crisanto.
They guide you on through the corridors and up various stairs until you enter into a specific room. Beg your pardon, I have a lot of rooms.
Now, while they do that, on the way, Azalea's going to take the stick out of her hair, and the random leaf that normally sticks out, and she's going to put them both in her bag.
Okay. That's fine.
Why?
Doesn't want to look disheveled, I guess.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Ooh, very fancy.
I didn't get to use it before, so we're using it now.
Very fancy.
Ooh.
God, everyone's just like cast being in chat.
I mean, that was an interesting thing to hear all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Look, both their names begin with C, alright? It's hard.
it's true.
Life is hard. It's so difficult.
I'm sorry, I picked this guy's name. I shouldn't have.
I know,
made
you
his
bastard.
name. Your Honor, let my cool adoptive orc dad go, or else.
Or else what?
Or else Siren won't like you anymore.
He'll think that you're like totally not cool and stuff, and like that's terrible.
Oh, fuck.
I heard that Kurtz called you cringe.
Your Honor, this sentence is not base.
Well, with him living so far down, obviously he hasn't seen a shooting star, so he's not cool and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
I see someone hasn't seen a shooting star.
Your Honor,
Fuck
we
does
choose to
that
double
mean?
this sentence and pass it to the next person.
Your Honor, I choose a no you.
Allow me to
Brings
present
Uno
Exhibit A, the Uno reverse card.
Alright.
Exhibit B, the biceps.
Alright, anyway. You enter on through and you go through the various different rooms until you end up at a balcony with the soaring winds. Which oh sorry, actually no, beg your pardon. Take that back. You end up at the top of the open balcony. Fresh air blowing through, but not as strongly considering the whole place is covered by a dome. The warmth of the stone underneath you, very apparent from the now obvious sun glowing through. The king is sitting at the table in front of you with a few books and the candlelight, surrounded by 4 guards on his side. He sees you enter on in, and he welcomes you both on in. He says, Madame Azalea, and Sir Crisanto, if you would please join me.
Azalea will walk the same awkward, like, attempt at being graceful to the other side of the table.
Crisanto will take his place the exact opposite side of you. He
God,
takes
this is
a.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say, I think this is the first time Azalea's ever actually sat down on a chair.
Yeah, you didn't even do this in front of Vasix.
Yeah, Azalea's always sat on the floor, but she is going to very awkwardly sit on the chair.
Okay, well, you take your place on the chair, and as does the king. You can see that he still has the bandages around his waist, and he sits with a bit of a groan and a grunt. And he takes off kind of like his robe, the gilded red robe that he has, and seems very informal compared to what he has been before. He's not, just sitting almost as if someone across from a pub or a cafe would have been before. Forgive me, Madame Azalea. If I had known your standing, I would have invited you here sooner. My apologies to your graces, and I hope you can forgive us in this trying time.
Azalea just nods her head. I understand. We were there.
Yes, I'm sorry you had to see the kingdom in the state it is now. It truly is a wonderful place, and I do hope we can get it back to that. Now, if I may be so bold, what is your reasoning for coming here?
Azalea's gonna have a quick look at Chrysanto because he is better at words. But she knows she has to do certain things herself, so she's going to kind of play with her fingers just a tiny bit. Obviously, it's slightly more under the table, so she doesn't look quite as nervous as she normally would for it. Regarding our cities, or I don't know what else to call them. Feels rude to just say, well, my people and your people, I would like us to have a good relationship. But I feel like to do that, I have to also be truthful. So, unfortunately, Ica and Marty are part of mine and my friends' group. We were separated at the time, so we don't know what happened between them, but they are still part of our group.
You see him kind of take a breath in and kind of like a breath out, like and he kind of gestures to you to continue.
Yeah, there's a lot of very strange things. I'm used to being in the forest. Just trees, no people, just trees. It is nice. There's nothing to stress about. There was just me, the trees, my son, and dirt. It was amazing. And then I met Thrask, the green one. The not my color green, but the other green one. And he kept teaching me more words and how to fight better. And I met Ica and Marty, who were together as a group. And we came across our gods. it wasn't just us. There's I can't remember how many there were, but there were a few. And Azalea is going to just like kind of look to the I guess like kind of look up a little bit and just try and see if she can get Aerolith to just kind of like poke her head out.
As you look up, he can't help. The king can't help, but obviously look exactly where you're looking as well. And above you, in the rays of the sun, Aerolith begins to sort of materialize and in the rays of the sun and the shining of the sparks of the embers of the sunlight, as she gracefully falls down to your side, and puts her arm on one of your shoulders. The king, kind of looking towards, just wide opened eyes. Well, Seven bless me. Being able to see multiple gods, being in the presence of such, it's not something I thought I would ever experience. It seems you and your friends have been tasked with something incredible, something impossible.
Azalea's just gonna kind of look a little bit sad. It's not easy. I don't know what I am doing. That's why I asked if I could watch, or ask advice. But I don't know. It feels like you don't know a little bit of what you're doing either.
He takes another sigh and kind of looks, and he kind of stands and kind of heads on over to like a little bit towards the balcony to look out at everything going on. And he invites you over to join him.
Oh, she'll do so. She's very happy to get off the chair.
He kind of looks down towards everything that's going on, and just kind of looking at it, everything going on, looking towards the center where the whole thing happened. I truly did believe everything was going fine. I truly do love these people. My father did incredible things, and the one my father before him. It's hard to live up to them. They left me such incredible things, but also a legacy that I don't know if I'll ever live up to. I delegated jobs to other people, and clearly that did not work out. I was so focused on the future of the people, I neglected to see the present. While this does not excuse what your friends have done, and it does not excuse my ignorance either, but for the good of the people, I do hope you understand that this case will still go forward.
Yeah, I kind of... At the end of the day, he did do something that we didn't want.
Now, this is... Forgive me, milady, but your involvement in this is not gone unnoticed.
Yeah.
If you were also a part of this, then I do need to ask why.
So, when we got here, we came from the lizard.
Kitty.
There we go. Kitty. We came from where there's no trees, and Thrask had to talk to his people, with his god, and then the queen let us use a portal, which almost killed all of us because I can't breathe underwater. And then we came in here, and then your captain guard man tried to kill us, so we had to break into the castle to let you know that the world was falling apart.
I suppose this is the captain that we apparently saw when all this was going down the other day. I really have lost touch of my kingdom.
It takes time to get in touch with people. I didn't like mine until like a week ago.
Yes, your people have always been a secretive kind, and we've barely had any touch with your so-called leadership.
Oh, they were a little bit stupid. They thought everything was done a specific way, and then the god showed up, and they were wrong. I don't think they thought that was great, so they kind of just stepped down.
Do not judge them too harshly. The
I
position
don't
of
judge them.
a position of higher status is a curse as much as a gift.
Oh yeah, if I could give this away, I would.
Considering everything that's been happening. You said that you wished for our people to connect and to bring each other together. This is something I've wanted to do for many years, but it was not something I was able to accomplish. So I would be more than happy to continue this line of thought after the proceedings.
Yeah.
However, there is something else that troubles me. And he kind of looks out towards like the crystalline shielding that's around the city and outwards. The world does not look the same as I once remember it. I have been informed of incredible deeds of evil and disdain. Is it all true?
Yeah. The whole world fell apart at Hapori. What? The sky fell apart in Hapori.
Well, I guess I must also ask if you possessed your god, Aerolith. Does this mean the orc we presently have in our prisons contains who I think he contains?
Yeah, he does. It's a very, very scary big guy with a lot more arms than I have.
He kind of sighs and puts his hand into his head. Or his head into his hands. This just got a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to base future, I can't think of the word, relations, on lies, so I thought it would be better to tell the truth.
No, I appreciate this. We cannot survive on a bed of lies, especially in a world crumbling around us. Now, I am not a fool, as much as I may have painted myself to be so. I realize that sentencing a man such as this to death would be catastrophic for everyone involved. What exactly is it that you... And he kind of looks up towards Aerolith at this point, and then kind of looks back to you. What is it exactly you are tasked with doing?
Zayla's gonna look a little dumbfounded for a second, because normally Thrask answers these questions. I mean, for me, I have to beat up the guy who fell from the sky. That wasn't intending to rhyme. And help the elves become not what they are right now.
Crisanto kind of like grabs like your shoulder at this point and kind of just, Madam Az, may I explain this in a bit further detail?
Please.
He kind of comes over to here and begins talking to the king himself, and he goes over and explains exactly what has happened. The world is filled with horrid corruption, and the major energies of the world, Taurite, and as such have completely disappeared, and the Hollowed One has come back and is seeking to regain his land, etc. The king kind of, even though he's sitting down, he kind of almost falls back into, from standing, he kind of almost falls back slightly at the situation. My God.
Yes.
Okay. I hope you understand that, again, for the good of the people here and everybody who's lost their lives, he must still face some kind of punishment.
Yeah.
However, again, I am not a fool. I realize if he is essential for all of us. However, he must grow. Now, I have a proposition for you.
Zayla's gonna like perk up a little bit.
I will call the court to a cease. However, he will face privately a trial with us, with all of you present and myself, and he will receive punishment via the way I know the orc leader would have given. I have studied many of the other races. Fascinating ways they hold their things. There is one way specifically that I know that she would do it. And I think this would help. He would go free. He would not serve prison time. But it will force him to grow.
I mean, that sounds fair.
Good. Well, Madame Azalea, he kind of gets back up and kind of like brushes himself off a little bit. And, Mr. Crisanto, it has been an utmost pleasure, and if there is a world left after this, I look forward to prospering in it with you.
Azalea will I forget, do the elves have like a traditional like way of basically saying goodbye, or
Let me double check.
Who'd have thought Az is the lawyer?
Well, you did it correctly. So, you know, you came up here and this is really good. So,
I'm
Yeah.
impressed. That was good.
Well done.
I was super
But-
cozy, just listening.
If I know anything about orcs, I'm like, oh no. I think I should have just taken the regular court case.
Okay, well, usually for handshakes and gestures, they put their heads together and they hold each other's heads with kind of like both of their hands. So they're kind of like putting their foreheads together essentially to the idea of sharing experience.
Azalea is going to, I guess, take the pose to offer it to the king, but we'll let him choose to deny it or not.
He kind of looks towards Crisanto and to you and says, I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar with this situation. And Crisanto kind of gestures what he is supposed to do. So, fascinating. And he kind of puts his head towards yours. You kind of feel the cold steel of his of the crown he's wearing. And he puts his hands upon yours, and then you part.
Awesome.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do?
I guess I'm probably just gonna go and find my friends at this point.
Okay. He'll sorry. Afterwards, he'll say, if you would meet me here, and on the day of tomorrow, in the morning, we will hold proceedings then.
Okay, I'll let my party know. Before I go, there's if you talk to Thrask, and there is a friend of mine called Regla, both of them may be able to help you with their own cities communication. So it would give you a bit more opportunity to branch out a bit.
Understandable. Thank you.
You're welcome. And she's just gonna slowly walk away.
Sorry, I just realized this whole time the fucking camera wasn't on you guys up there. God fucking damn it.
Oopsie doodles.
Oh,
It's
all right.
fine.
Okay. We will go. Then now we will go to Ica and Thrask, and Maddie will be with you soon. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you stay in your box.
Think
about it.
Sure hope nothing bad happens to me.
All right. Ica and Thrask, you're sitting at the local Seabucks, with your specific your drinks that you've ordered. You've been waiting a little bit, like an hour or so now, with no particular sign of Kay appearing. Give me a second.
Guess I should get a coffee cup out for myself too, or whatever drink I may.
I feel like you just get drunk every time you
No,
go
it's-
out.
It's it's a mimosa. Don't worry about it.
You can give me suggestions for like other drinks and stuff at some point whenever I get back to this.
All right. So as you're doing so, you get served. One of the people who, whatever you would call, one of the servers heads on over towards you, and they drop you 2 extra cups of exactly what you had ordered. Down on your table with with no specific like request.
And I apparently I'm munching on a berry that Azalea just left me.
It's a sentient berry.
Oh. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, a server comes over and plops two more extra drinks on your table.
Extra.
Free refills, I'm guessing? Or I didn't order that, did you?
No.
I mean, excuse me, waiter, are these just complimentary refills, or did someone give them to us?
As you kind of like scroll like your eyes up, you see this individual is wearing kind of like almost like sort of like the nobility-ish robes that the people at the palace were wearing, slightly, but like kind of like more frilled. And you notice they're wearing kind of like very feminine clothes at this point. And as you look up, you notice a lot of hair on their arms, and a pinkish hue to their skin. And as you look up, the individual sits down next to you both. And as they do, they grab and they kind of pull like a little bit of like a mask up, and you realize it is Kay.
Thras kind of like does a spit take into his cup. Oh, I see. Of course it's you. So glad you could meet us.
What's with the outfit?
You don't understand that the position I am in is kind of perilous right now. Now, what on earth happened with everything going on? I believed there was a plan.
Well, there was a plan that was going on, and part of it did go well. Other parts deviated, as you can imagine.
I understand that. I can see that from out here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's ignore all this and let's see how we all plan to get this fixed and out of here.
Fixed and out of here?
May I remind you, now, I will say this is something that I would have done myself. Of course, I would have, done it properly. But I applaud you for your ostentatiousness. But we have essentially just risen an entire city. That this was not part of the plan. And the plan was to get them involved with helping us with everything else going on. Now, where is everybody else?
So, about that, Azalea, the first parts, the good part is that Azalea, I believe, is off with a new assistant of hers that is helping out with certain matters relating to the king and such. I believe that is where they went. So they are discussing things there. Mudlug, well, as far as I'm aware right now, he's
in prison, yes. I'm very well aware of this.
I was getting to that part. I was wanting to lessen the blow, but yes, he is currently in prison.
Oh, I'm glad that you know that. Okay.
You can hear his wells from across the entire city.
Oh, you can hear that too? I thought that was just me.
Yeah, he's got quite the pair of lungs.
Huh.
Now, in all seriousness, I was sent here by Mr. Riegler in order to make things go slightly smoother. And as you can tell, that has gone awry. Now, my position within the palace is still okay. They have not suspected me as of yet. So I would like to get back there as soon as possible.
Right. Well, we brought you here because apparently Modlug is going to be standing trial in a couple of days for his actions while in the palace. We were hoping that maybe you had any information on what happened in that palace. Were you able to observe them at all while you were in there? And so, do you have anything you could relay to us?
Well, I didn't see the actual event, unfortunately. I was busy doing my own task. However, I did hear by talking to some of the guards and some of the other servants of the time that apparently your friend entered in with you, and he looks down to you, Ica.
Uh-huh.
Entered on in, fooling an individual on to get them in there, which I strongly support. Very well done on that front, at least. Then they were intercepted by a specific individual that we are aware of, a Mr. Caspian. And from what I'm aware of, he intercepted them and took them back into the palace. Actually, hold on a second. Why am I talking about all this? He was there. And he points to Ica.
Right, but there was an instance where someone screamed and we didn't know what happened. They said that the king had died, but we're missing some information.
Right.
We were wondering if maybe you had seen it?
So let me get this straight. Okay, and he kind of puts his hand on his head for a little bit and kind of puts a finger to his lips, thinking for a moment. Was it something as similar as this? And he kind of clicks his fingers, and in the distance you hear a vague scream.
Whoa! Yeah! Did you kill somebody?
He tricked you.
Oh.
Fucking knew it!
I think Thrask, once he saw that snap, he probably realizes that.
Yeah,
what
you
just
would
happened is
know.
like,
Yeah,
that
you
was
would
a
know.
minor illusion. It can create sounds from a distance.
Oh.
I imagine he probably needed to get an up in the situation, considering he's facing two gods. So gaining all power of the palace obviously would have given him this. I imagine you forced him into this situation, and he probably took advantage of it. May I remind you, we live in a world of magic. Many things are very easy to happen and easy to manipulate.
I just never knew he could do that, I guess.
Well, with all due respect, you have not seen him in a long time. A lot can happen. Now, he didn't get to his position through manipulation alone, I imagine. Now, my other concern was how he was able to gather the things necessary for the shielding that protected this place, but that's not really important right now. Okay. If we can all gather up with everybody else involved, so you can find Azalea, then I will meet you outside the palace and we will try to figure out what we can do for Mr. Madlug.
Yes, I think it would be best to have all sources of information confide into one place. As
Yes,
soon as we can.
agreed. And he looks towards you, Iker, and says like, and maybe don't act before the signal this time. And he puts his thing back on and begins to walk off down a corridor.
Mm.
I don't think that part was necessary, but fine.
I think it's very necessary.
Rude.
I mean, look at it from his point of view.
Oh yeah, no.
right. No, I'm just saying, like, Thrask probably in the moment is like, well, I don't think
okay.
that was... Yeah, I wasn't saying that to you. I was saying, like, Thrask just says that out in the
Yeah.
open.
God, you dick!
Thras calls him a bitch under his breath.
What would be the equivalent? Hang on.
Like, what's the lizard
Yeah.
equivalent of bitch?
Oh. Ooh, boy.
Apparently, a Sora is a feminine term compared to Saurus, and that concludes or is a feminine name for a lizard.
Soras?
Like Sora, Saura.
Sora.
That does
Although-
sound like an insult.
It'd be more of I guess it'd be more of like what you would call a pet to the lizards. What the I don't know what that would be. Maybe like a
There you go.
desert
There's
fly.
the insult. Sore ass.
Sore ass.
Son of a Sora.
It appears somebody has a sore ass. Anyway, okay, yeah. So anyway, he leaves down a corridor and like an alleyway into the darkness.
Well, guess we'll be dealing with him later. Aika, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. So we're gonna go meet up, with Azalea, right?
Yes, but if you don't mind me saying something before we do,
What is it?
You're a bitch.
I know that the past day or so has brought a lot of strife upon you, and you are probably questioning whether or not the things that you have done were the right things to do. But it's not fair to yourself to think that way after the fact. Because in the moment, you did what you thought was best. It didn't turn out the way you or many people may have wanted, but you acted on what you knew, and you made decisions to try and make things better. Now, what Madlog has done and what your father has done, I know they were very difficult things that you didn't want to happen, but I just want you to know that anything that you have done in there and what you did out here, bringing these people and this city to where it is now, those were great decisions by you, and you have done so much for someone of your age. You take your time to grieve if you must, but realize that you have done the best that you can in this situation, and nobody should take that from you.
I appreciate that, but I know they were mistakes. And I know I put my faith in the wrong places, and I don't know, I'm just really frustrated, you know? Like, I'm mad. I'm really mad at Monty. And I'm really mad at myself. And I'm really, really angry with the whole city, and I don't know. I think I've been mad this whole time. I don't think I ever grieved my mom. And
Oh, she's like,
Damn.
I came out of nowhere. Fuck.
there was a whole thing with it, Andy. Don't interrupt it.
No, sorry.
Waiter, can we get another coffee?
I gotta stir my coffee all over again. I wasn't a flow there. You know?
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just interrupt these things. My point is, I feel like I haven't really faced a lot of things, and the last couple of days, I've started to realize that. And so I've been thinking a lot. And I think I want to learn more, but by the right people. So I was wondering, actually, Thrask, if you, would you be okay with maybe teaching me some things? Ways to help people, and maybe even heal, or I don't know. Just do things for others, and maybe act a little bit better. Madi was kind of my teacher, but I don't want to learn to be like him. Not after what I saw.
I see. Well, I can certainly do what I can for you, Aika. The thing about learning is that it is not one thing that happens and you are done with it for the rest of your time. Learning is not a destination, it is a process. Everyone has to learn from mistakes at one point. I have told you this several times before. And learning is what helps us find the right path. It is one of the greatest teachers in life.
I've
So-
never seen you make a mistake, Thrask. Ever.
Well, I've came... That is... I don't know what to say about that, but... The thing is, I have come close to making mistakes like that. Like, I thought I could talk down Vasix after he was furious about the scale, but he was ready to kill me. When I saw those thieves in Kirikiri just taking gold from my people when I thought they were all dead, I was ready to tear them apart. But I held myself back too. Even that creature that was there, back behind the old fruit shop, we could have learned something about it, but instead, in my anger, I just went and killed it. I was so bent out of shape from seeing that maybe my entire race had been wiped out. It wasn't until after that we learned that they had already made it into the catacombs of our city. So I deal with emotions like rage and jealousy, but I've done a lot to try to curb that in the moment. And it's only because of you and Azalea and Madi that I've been able to find the right moments and to be able to develop myself further too. Because you should have seen me before I inherited all these powers, Aika. I was a very recluse kind of person. Like, knowledge was my friend. I wanted to learn as much as I could to see if I could better myself for people, but I was never a physical fighter. I couldn't follow all the lizardfolk soldiers that had always protected the city. And even after all of that, He kind of thumbs at his little pearl of power that he's got hanging around his neck. And he said, and even after all the things that happened to my city long ago, I never got to meet my friend again from the merfolk that gave me this. We had been friends for a... Well, I probably should preface. Have you heard about the incident, Aika, where a rogue group of mer people attacked the lizard folk?
No.
Well, before that happened, I was friends with a young mermaid girl from the city. She would always come to me on the shores of the lizard folk land, and we would talk about many different things, just share our lives and just be good friends with each other and enjoy our company. But then there was an attack by the mer people because they wanted to lay claim to the jewels that were washing up on our shores. And after that attack happened, I never saw her again. To this day, I question whether or not she blames me or for not doing enough to try and stopping that, or my people for initiating that. It's something that I question all the time. And I think about that a lot. And I carry this pearl with me in the hopes that one day, maybe, I'll see her again.
I mean, you couldn't have stopped what everybody else was doing. That's not your fault.
And that is a lesson that I would like to impart in you. You could not stop what everyone else was doing either. That was not your fault. But the fact that you want to become better and develop yourself more, that is a real sign of maturity. And if there is any way that I can help you in that, in finding forgiveness in what others have done and finding forgiveness in yourself, then I will do everything I can.
Thank you for that, Thrask. Really.
It's the very least I could do, so I guess this makes me your teacher then.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would like that.
Well then, I've already been teaching Azalea and you how to read and write. Perhaps I can show you a little bit more on how to develop things further. Maybe you'll find a little bit of magic somewhere there in you.
You think so?
Who knows what life will give us. But if we are to make a pact as teacher and student, there is one thing you should do, and Thrask will do the motion where lizard folk show great trust in another person, and he'll stretch his tail out to Aika, and he said, "Let us shake on it, and we will see what we can make you become."
Oh, okay. And then I guess Aiko will return the favor, though he does not have a tail.
Right.
Just moves his butt.
Well, while we're acting with wisdom, I haven't drank water in a bit. I should probably go grab one of those.
Oh my gosh, yes, you should do that.
Waiter! Yeah, my bad.
I've secretly been lowering your stats ever since you stopped drinking water.
Yeah, I realized I forgot.
You've been acting at the like level 8 this whole time.
Whoopsie.
That waiter comes on over and gives you a huge jug of water.
Oh, good. It doesn't taste very good, though. I don't really like the way the water tastes. It's kind of boring, but okay.
Oh, actually, hold on. I may be able to help with that. What do you want it to taste like?
Maybe something fruity.
Thrask will use prestidigitation to try and make the water a fruity flavor.
Oh my god.
You move your claw over the water and kind of like almost as if you're dropping in some like essences of magic in it. And the glass and the water shimmer slightly, and as you take a sip, it tastes of kind of the fruits that you would have smelt and seen within Hapori.
All right. Yeah, Aiko will just drink that then. Is it okay for me to still be a bit mad, though?
Of course. I mean, it is important to not deny the feelings that you feel. If you are mad about a situation or upset about something, it is normal to feel that. But then you take the energy from those feelings and you put them to better use for other things too.
Oh, like what?
Well, if you are feeling angry right now, I had to talk to Azalea about this once as well. Sometimes the best way to get out anger is to let your emotions out, maybe physically, to exert yourself. You can also take time to talk about those feelings, like why you are feeling angry about it all. There are many different ways you can do that, or you can put the energy that you feel and use it to create something or do something that you think will benefit you or someone else down the road. There are many different avenues.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Of course.
So, I guess we should go find Azalea, huh?
I wonder where her and Crisanto walked off to. Thought they were-
I was gonna say, sorry, during this time, Azalea, you will obviously have left the palace. Where would you have been heading?
I think last session, Kirsten said when we were finished, or Thrask said when we were finished, to meet them at the cafe. So I imagine that's where Azalea would actually be going.
Okay. Well, in that case, as you're finishing up, Azalea can see you guys in the distance, and Ika, with her where you're sitting, you can see Azalea and Crisanto in the distance.
Oh,
I think our question has just been answered. I think there they come now.
Oh. Hey, what you doing?
Sitting? Or standing? What are we doing?
Well, we are about to try to find you, but it seems like you beat us to the punch.
Are they still sitting?
I imagine so.
Okay, Azalea is going to sit on a chair.
Oh!
Jeez, what the fuck? End the stream.
Dun, dun, dun. No.
She looks so uncomfortable, but she'll sit on the chair as
Yeah.
in an attempt of looking like a normal person.
Oh, that's different. Is
I thought this is what normal people did.
well, I mean, sure, people sit on chairs often a lot, but this is one of the first times I've seen you willingly do so.
That's because I couldn't sit on the floor in front of the king. I think that might have gone down badly.
Wait, what? You spoke
Huh?
to the king?
Oh yeah. So the Marty thing, we're gonna see the king tomorrow morning instead about the Marty thing. And the trial won't be public anymore.
Oh,
And he won't die. So that's good news.
yes, but I'm also sensing that there is some bad news after it.
He's still gonna get punished, but the orc way, and I don't know what the orc way is, so I guess unfortunately he's... I don't know, what do they do in orc punishment?
Ika, has he ever talked about anything like that with you?
I need someone to talk to Marty about these kinds of things. It seems like they're a little bit brutal. At least physically.
Yes. These people seem very, set in their ways about honor and such, so I would imagine it would have something to do with showcasing his strength or a trial by combat, possibly.
They're... I mean, a lot of the orcs we've seen aren't always about that.
True,
They talk
that's
a
just-
lot. The lady down the mountain, she talked about a lot of respect, and we got in trouble for pulling a knife out near children.
Right, yes, I do remember that now.
Those were good times.
Yes, I wonder how Collector is doing nowadays.
Good question. Oh, before we go anywhere, I also, she's just gonna look at Thrask, put her head down, and just go, I'm sorry. I lied to you.
About what?
So, I was sneaking out to go see the elves so I could become their leader, which I'm now their leader, and, Crisanto is the guy who tells me how to do things properly, because I'm not good at that. So he's not just my friend, he's the second in charge.
I think Thrask would hear all that and just his glass slips from his hand and falls out. Like he's just wide-eyed agape.
Yeah, so when I wasn't sleeping, I was sneaking off to see all of my elven friends, and that was generally at nighttime. And I did that while we were still in the lizard place, and your idea helped a lot because we had food now, so that's nice.
You're. He's just really stuttering at this point.
I think I broke him.
Well, as friends don't lie to each other. I mean, probably, you know, it's unkind.
Well, I suppose I should ask, why did you feel like you needed to lie to us about what you were doing?
Because it wasn't your guys' problem, it was mine.
I see. Well, I may not agree with the secrecy about it all. It does sound like that you have still found a way to make things better for your people, correct?
Yeah.
And you're saying that my idea about... Was it about the jerky thing? Was that something that you used for them?
Yeah, so, the scary beasts, you can purify the meat and then you can store it by turning it into jerky.
Oh.
So hunting doesn't have to happen as often.
I see. Hell, this is a lot of news to take in, Azalea. Now, like I said, while I do not appreciate keeping it behind my back, I also understand why you felt the need to do it. So, that being said, I forgive you for lying to me about that.
Yay.
Though that doesn't mean I'll still be a little miffed about it later.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Find me a good piece of cooked meat somewhere, and then we can call it even better.
Oh, we have a lot of jerky at home.
Oh, I'm not talking about dried meat. I'm talking fresh meat.
I mean, I can kill something for you later, I guess.
I mean, maybe outside the city, maybe that'll be a bit better. But...
Everyone around just starts sweating.
Oh, I also let the king know that we all have gods.
Oh, good, you let the king know. You did what?
Also, he knows we're part of the same group now.
Oh, well.
But he's happy to have relations with all of the cities.
Well,
Horny bastard.
I knew what I said.
Boy, this sounds like a chapter in one of my Babuga books.
he just starts scrolling through it like, wait a minute.
The next thing Azalea lies about, she starts reading Babuga and just doesn't tell anybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, she's doing Babuga fan fiction.
Yeah, the reason he said he would, he wouldn't kill Marty is because Marty is his god. you know, because that would be a problem.
Correct. Yes, at least he sees reason enough not to do that. So, he instead wants him to go through this trial in relation to the orc people. It does sound like he is going to need to face judgment one way or another. But if this is handled privately, then I suppose that way it will help keep images clear for all parties. Because as much as we want to go through this unscathed, we also have to remember we are representing our own people as well. As symbols of hope, it would not be fit Mahdi to be sitting in a jail cell doing all of this, though it is important to hear what he has to think about all this too.
That's why I talked to the king, because you guys will have somebody there, but I don't anymore. He kind of stepped down. So I had to take over.
So wait, did this former leader step down after you had arrived, or did it already happen once you got there?
I got there, and then he found out he was wrong, and then he got really sad, and then he stepped down, and then everyone's like, well, I guess the person who has God literally can just take over then.
Just like that?
Well, I did come through the damn tree. I mean, don't. She's just gonna like flinch and just look at Chrysanto. It's like, no, don't hit me.
Ah!
You notice him taking a note, but it's very heavy and indented.
Yeah, the first night with Parahai, we teleported through the trees into the main tree of my city. And then I kind of got told I'm leader. That's why we were there all night.
So that's why you've been so tired all this time.
Oh, Parahai had a great time. They fed him a lot.
Well, then apparently he's being treated like royalty there too?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Now I see why you resort to coffee so much, Aika.
Yeah. Ika's just gonna kind of like, this entire time he's just been like watching the way that Thrask, handles this. Just kind of silently.
Well, again, I'm still a little miffed that you didn't feel comfortable enough to share your plans with us, but at the same time I can understand why you did that. So while I am still sort of upset by it, I do forgive you for concealing the truth from me. So now we can focus on what is happening here and now.
I mean, I'm gonna be selfish. To be fair, nobody asked me.
I mean, I just believed you when you first lied to me, so I didn't have a need to ask.
No, but nobody asked me how I was in general. Whether I was tired, whether I was, like, slagging behind a tiny bit, or whether I was not there when you guys were doing other things.
Well, I would think something like that you would want to... Well, I would say be vocal about it, but...
I lived in a forest by myself. I didn't need to talk to anybody. It's still new to me.
Seems we have all been ripped out of our own comfortable environments and have been forced to grow. So yes, if it ever comes to that point again, Azalea, I hope that you will find it in yourself to trust us to where you can say that you need to rest or something is not right. If we made you feel that way before, I apologize.
No, I'm sorry too that I didn't tell you words that I should have.
So, with all that being said, what do we do now? Do we just wait for this trial to take place with Modlug, or do we let him know what is going on, or...
I'll
I'm
let you
sure-
guys figure that one out.
Huh? You're not gonna help?
I make too many decisions by myself, so
Right. Honestly, it sounds like everything's working out in the way it needs to. And Monty's gonna want to stand trial.
Mm-hmm.
I say we just let it happen.
Right. I wonder if the king will still see fit to help us out in the way he would after this trial happens. But now that he knows that we were all involved in breaking into the castle, I wonder how he's going to see that from this point.
oh, he seemed okay. He seemed like he wanted to talk to me about my people and stuff more afterwards.
Oh. Well, I suppose that is good then. That is one glimmer of hope in this. But I agree. If this will help Modlug see the consequences of his actions and will help resolve things with the king, then it sounds like we must let this happen.
I say we get ready to leave after the trial ends.
Yes, I imagine they would not want us to stay in the area much longer after that. So, if that is the case, where would we head next? Would we head to Modlug's land, or should we see how things are progressing with your people, Azalea?
I mean, at the moment, my people can handle themselves. We've got barricades and things, so the monsters can't get in. The city itself is surrounded by trees, like dense trees. We grew some more, that's why I was gone so long the first day.
I see.
Yeah, you remember that time where I grew a bunch of plants and it took me like 8 hours?
That I do. You helped restore that city to a better spot.
Yeah, we basically just did that and added more trees, me and a few other druids, just around the city so stuff couldn't get in.
I see. Yes, I'm sure in that first city, Cinder appreciates all the more shade that she's able to walk under now. I do wonder if she is alright as well.
Well, I think my city is the closest one to Hapori.
I imagine Hapori would be the main spot we would need to liberate once we are ready.
I can take us directly to the forest outside of Hapori with my plant travel thing.
But also, if Modlug goes through this trial, and he comes up however way he is, it may be best for him to see the land of the orcs, and see what he needs to do there afterwards.
Well, either way, we're a family. We're gonna go through this together, right?
Yes, of course.
Without secrets.
Preferably without secrets, yes.
achievable.
Good. We're making baby steps. We're getting there.
I'm way too tall to be a baby at this point.
All right. So, with that in mind, shall we? Unless there's anything you guys want to do, shall we go along to the next day?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Am I okay to go get medicine real quick? I forgot to take some medicine.
Yeah, of course. Take
You're
drug
No.
up, girl. Drug
Oh,
up.
okay. Just
Oh,
kidding.
okay.
Just go ahead.
How dare you worry about your health?
All right, cool. So while that goes on, then, Marty, what during this time, an individual, you hear the clink and clanking of the doors, and you have a visit from an individual that is, again, dressed obviously very nobly. To be honest, they almost seem as if they're dressed to the point where only second to the king in looks at this point. Alongside that is a guard who is wearing at this point is wearing some reasonably impressive armor, but kind of mix matched together, and they approach your cell. The guard approaches you. And kind of like kneels down to look at you in the cell, and he hands some food through to you, with a look of concern.
Maddie looks up and takes the food and just like whispers gravely, "I thank you."
He nods his head towards you. Says, "You have a guest.
Oh.
They have some news for you."
Maddie clears his throat and stands up, like very like slowly and formally. Please send them in.
He stands up and kind of moves out the way to reveal this mermaid individual, again wearing sort of like navy blue nobility robes. And kind of like starfish hair at the back, got almost like pearlescent in color. And he approaches you. Mardlug of...
Yes.
What is your last name?
Iron Scale.
Mardlug of Iron Scale. And he kind of begins writing down. Place of birth...
Eberron.
Well, you will be escorted on the morn of tomorrow. You are very lucky, a very lucky individual indeed, sir. You have some very powerful friends, it seems.
Maddie just quietly nods. It's like, "Thank you, sir."
Your sentencing will not be a public occurrence. It will be held privately between myself, Blenny here, the head guard, the king, as well as some other guards, and your 3 accomplice friends.
Maddie hears the word 3 and doesn't try to say anything because he's surprised that they know about the other 2, but he just nods. "I understand."
Good. He nods to Blenny, and he puts through kind of like a almost like a wash tub sort of thing, as well as some kind of like basic amenities. Says, "Clean yourself up, and we will be back tomorrow morning."
"I will. Thank you."
He turns and begins heading on out, and Blenny kind of looks towards you and says, "You know, I met a friend of yours. He's a good kid."
He is. And he's going to be a greater man when this is all over.
Look, I know it's not worth much, but I know you helped. I know you all did. I know it didn't turn out exactly how you probably wanted it to go, but I believe in you all.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
The 3 men that I encountered, do you happen to know their names?
Yes. I mean, you'll probably hear about this tomorrow morning, but they were Neris Storm, Marlowe Finn, and Pelagius Quinn.
Maddie takes those to heart and just nods.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, be ready in the morning. And he kind of heads off.
Maddie just takes a deep sigh and just starts cleaning himself up, just collecting his thoughts for what he's about to say.
Okay. In that case, the next day rolls on around. Unless Ica, you wanted to do anything. Did you want to do anything while you were away?
Thinking.
While he thinks, I'm just gonna do my staff charge again, which
Yep,
I
that's
assume
fine.
will put it to full, and it does.
Is Grunkle still gone?
But yeah, if you've headed back, then yeah, no, he's back by now.
No, I think Ika's got a lot to sleep on, so. just
Okay.
gonna lay down.
In that case, you all head to your various sleeping positions. You wake up in the morning. You can smell some decent food for once in the house of Grunk, and you wake up in the morning to a sort of like a mini breakfast set up for you by Dunnett, of some various sort of like different fresh fish and stuff like that, and like differently prepared seaweeds. It's not cooked the best, but it's, you know, it's more than the usual putrid smell that you're getting in the morning of various alcohols. And he kind of wakes you all up for the big day. After obviously you would have informed him what would have happened when you came back. He's like, "Come on, everyone, you gotta be ready for the big day."
Yeah, Thrask just comes on in, trying to make sure he's presentable and everything, and tries to see what all he can eat from the breakfast there. Tries to encourage everyone to do the same.
This is like normal to Ika, so he'd be all like, "Yeah, let's go!"
It's just like McFish's for you. It's like McDonald's for you. It's just like, you know,
Yeah.
you're not used to having this kind of thing with him there, but it was kind of like he would have prepared this for you, sort of thing, for you way back in the day when like your mum was there and all that as well. But for a long time, you didn't. Obviously, he hasn't had the need to prepare this sort of stuff. But yeah, anyway, you all eat your food, and he wishes you well as you all head on through to the palace. And you all meet outside of the palace if there's anything you wish to say or do before we go ahead.
If only my party members were here and not a figment of my imagination.
Well, you know, that's a fair point.
I was wondering the same thing.
I mean, I can be here and not at the same time.
No.
I'm here in spirit.
Well, there's really nothing else we can do. I do kind of feel bad that we said that we were gonna meet up with King K. Rool over there. And we didn't.
Stop it.
I
He's my OC. Stop
You're being
it.
King K cruel right now.
That's not very King K
Well-
cool.
Initially, we had said that we would meet the king after the 4 days are up, which technically this is that day.
All
Just-
right.
Yeah. But what happens here. Whatever happens to him through this, he is still part of this family that we have formed. He may not see himself like that, but afterwards it is important to remind him of that.
Right. Are we ready?
As we'll ever be, I suppose. Azalea?
Yep. Azalea is going to double check her hair to make sure there's nothing in it apart from para high.
Right.
And she's going to stand up straight.
Okay. You all head on up through the towards it, and awaiting you is Blenny. He greets you all and begins to guide you up through Azalea through a familiar sight, and Ica as well as a familiar sight to you. And he guides you all up through up the towers and through to the same balcony that you were at before. Marty, you have already been guided there by two guards that have chained you up. And to make it very specific, when you got there, let's have a look. As you get there, the king is standing ahead of you up a slight platform above the stairs, dressed in even more noble garb than he would normally be in, gold and red flickering with the silken and pearlescent garbs. You're guided to kind of like in front of him, where you can see a what looks like kind of like a small like a marble plinth sort of thing, or like a stone thing that's coming up that's been embedded into the ground. They grab your hands and put the chains on top of it. They then grab what looks like a flat iron rod with unicorns engraved on each end. It's placed through the circular gap of your chains and then lowered into the marble platform in front of you. The guard then presses something on the side of it, and suddenly the chains feel extremely heavy. Any attempt to move them feels almost impossible, as the marble casing is then enclosed around your hands with an additional lock. A nobleman... the guards then stand either side of you, and as this happens, you three are brought in with Chrysanto as well. And for the first time in a while, all three of you are present when you have seen Marty again.
Yay!
I love how everyone on the screen looks like melancholic, and then Thrask is just big smiles.
Now, to be fair, it's hard to see with Azalea. That's like her base face there, but I can get more appropriate for the scene.
I figured this was more fitting than this.
Yeah.
Yay, trial.
Yay, I'm being punished.
Oh my god, I'm so
I could
happy.
do this. That seems more fitting.
Ooh.
Oh
Yay,
god,
due
wow.
process.
I forgot about that.
Yay!
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
everyone
they're
has an
super
injured-
sad.
I don't think I've ever seen you use that injured form.
No, because
before.
I've never hit a critical state before.
Right. Oh, well, I
He's
guess-
far too base to have been hitting the criticals.
Oh.
Raw, right in the criticals.
Right in the criticals. I'm sorry, that was funny.
Thank you. God, I wish everyone was so upfront with it. Anyway, the king approaches in front with a person dressed entirely in black, with a face covered by a mask, in again very pearled and pearlescent. The king begins to speak for everyone. Says, "Thank you, everybody, for attending this now private affair. All of the guards here have agreed to join us, and the 3 esteemed guests, and 4th, I guess, esteemed guests we have here. Thank you all." And at that point, he looks to you, Marty. "And thank you to you as well, sir, for not... Now, I understand what power you contain, and I hope you understand we obviously have to take at least some form of precaution. But thank you for not making this more difficult than it had to be."
I knew what I did was wrong, and I will carry out my punishment as you see fit, Your Highness.
Good. Now, while I understand and have been informed of what you were all doing, I too share blame in this, indirectly. So the punishment will be inflicted according to your customs.
Can I
No.
do a history check to see if I know what he's talking about?
Yes?
Oh, a 24.
24... what was it? What was the actual roll?
Hold on. History plus 7, 17.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you what it is, but I don't want to ruin it for everyone else just yet.
Right.
Anticipation for punishment!
Yeah.
Yay!
Azalea sees the chains and just thinks, wow, that's like that scene in the Babooga book.
You water
Does,
when you did
does
that.
she say that out loud?
She just like quietly just like whispers it to Thrask.
Obviously, obviously, I'm gonna ask you not to say anything
Right.
about it. Yeah.
But yeah, if Thrask hears it, he's like, yeah, I remember that chapter. What did you say?
How many secrets are you hiding from me?
Marty
Not that
takes
much anymore.
a deep breath and sighs. He knows what's coming and nods. I'm ready.
Now, it would be remiss of me not to label for the people what you have done, whether it's meant to or not. Madlug Iron Scales. The crimes of which you are against you today: manslaughter of Caspian Kaladi, head servant of myself, the king, 14 years. Murder of Nereus Storm, Marlowe Finn, and Pelagius Quinn, 60 years. Trespassing upon governmental property, 1 year. False reporting to Brizo Guardsman, 6 months. Fraudulent impersonation of a knight, 3 years. In total, 78 years and 6 months. Incarceration is what would have been placed upon you. However, due to the situation, we are proceeding with a punishment fit for an orc, and I'm sure you know exactly what's coming.
Maddie nods.
The king looks towards the person next to him and nods. The individual heads out this way to the right, and after a couple of minutes, they return back and standing in front of you. As they're heading out, you notice, everyone notices him carrying a long iron rod with at the end of it burning bright with orange and yellow flame. As he raises it up towards you, Marty. The guards to the either side of you grab your head, not roughly but gently enough, and pull you back. They pull your eye thing up as well, your eye patch, and hold up an area to clear on your head. The king comes on over. I do not take pleasure in this. Are you ready?
I am.
And he kind of reluctantly looks towards the guy and nods his head. And he pushes the brand directly onto your forehead. Piercing, burning, goes through your head. It feels as if your brain is on fire at this point.
You can actually hear Maddie's teeth gritting and almost cracking from the pain because he's trying to not scream.
Oh no.
Oh man.
It's held there for 10 to 15 seconds or so, in which the king commands him to pull it away, and he does. You see the smoke sizzle from the top of your head as your head falls limp. The guards let go of your head as you raise it back up to look towards the king. You have been branded with the mark of Logar, a two-horned orc known for his insidious, despicable crimes among even any of our races. With this mark upon your head, no orc will ever speak to you again. No respect will be given to you. You will have to start from the bottom up. And considering the situations we are in, this will force you to grow and become, I hope, what is needed.
Marty silently nods and whispers, I thank you for this chance, Your Highness.
No. I hope we can make it again in better times. And he looks towards all three of you as well. And he looks towards the guards and just looks towards Blenny. Release him. Blenny and the guards come over and they take off the marble thing, unhook the immovable rod, and release you from your chains. The king looks on over towards you three. I'm sure you have something to be doing. More important than here. And he looks on over towards you, Ica, and he heads on over towards you, here in front of all of you, and especially you, Ica. And he kind of looks at you, but also like kind of through you to obviously Seren. If you would permit it, I will take care of the people as I should have this whole time. I will open my walls to everyone. They will have a home in the palace as much as I do. Things will change and we will join you when the time is right. Just let us know. And
Be
then...
sure to thank the dragon turtles too.
Oh, I will. Do you not worry. They will be treated with the respect they deserve. And then he kind of comes over to Thrask. I have been informed by your compadre here, and he looks towards Azalea, that I should speak to you with regards to the lizard folk. I would love for our futures to be brighter. And if there is a world left after all this, I would love to speak with you.
The only way we will get through this crisis in time is together, not apart, Your Highness. So if I can help bridge the gap between our peoples, even from the events that have happened in the past, let me know what I can do.
He nods his head, and then he looks towards Azalea and nods his head towards you. He, sorry, go.
I was gonna say Azalea does the same.
He turns around and kind of heads to the side of you, Marty, and puts his hand on your shoulder. The first contact he's actually had with you physically. I wish you the best of luck in your futures.
Thank you.
He kind of walks off, and all the guards kind of like approach you, and they begin guiding all of you. They guide you all out, not as prisoners or as guests, but as as guests, I guess. Down towards the entrance of the palace. And for the first time, you are free.
Jeez.
Didn't even know what to expect from that.
Oh, it's better than being dead.
Right?
Not
On
not
the
to
bright
Marty.
side.
Not to Marty, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be. It's like
Yeah.
the worst thing you can
Like
do.
after a grave moment like that, I didn't want to come up and say, so about that reward.
Oh yeah. He can mail it to us. We'll
Yeah.
leave a PO box at our houses.
Right. Yes, we have an accountant. His name is Dunnett. I'm sure he'll be happy to handle all the money.
During this moment, actually, as you were heading out, Marty, actually, I'll have a private word with you for a second.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
So on your way out and during that whole ordeal, you kind of notice that as much as the searing pain that you were feeling, the moment it leaves your, the moment the brand left your body, you actually felt very little pain afterwards. You noticed, only you could have noticed this at this point. But the branding upon you is also upon Kurtz. He took a brunt and agreed to essentially share some of the pain with you. And during that time, he would have been whispering in your ear,
together we grow. Together we fight. Together we become one.
Marty silently nods to himself and whispers to Kurtz, whatever step it takes.
and is,
We in this together, brother. We build anew.
Then let's not keep them waiting, brother.
all right, cool, awesome. Okay, and we're back.
Welcome back.
All right. Okay, so you are outside the palace now, all of you, finally together for once.
Zalia's gonna punch, what's his name? Marty in the arm.
And he just kind of looks to her and just like, good to see you too.
Cool.
Or roll for damage. No.
Well, can I roll to see how hard it was?
No. Well, I mean, you can if you want, actually, if you want.
I am gonna roll to see how much strength I have. Where is it? My strength is awful. I got a 19.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. Well, you go to kind of do like a buddy hit on the side of his arm, but unfortunately, it's a bit stronger than you think, and he is kind of it's kind of like an actual punch.
Slide back a few feet and just like, well. And I thought I was the one doing strength training in there.
Wow, Thrask, you're right. I'm not grumpy anymore.
Well, I told you that sometimes catharsis can help with that kind of thing. But it is good to have you back with us, Madlag.
Thank you, Thrask. And he looks to Ica and just silently nods.
Iker kind of stares at him for a moment, but then just looks away. Not necessarily mad, just kind of just silent. Like he's just kind of empty right now.
Hmm.
Well then, not to rush us along on things, but we need to decide what our next course of action is.
Indeed.
Oh my god, I'm so emotional. You're all together again. It's so nice.
My understanding, it seems like the elves are in good hands right now. And just looks to Azalea, understanding the situation.
Yes, Azalea decided to let us know about everything that she's been doing up to this point.
She informed me as well. So, if it's all the best to you, I think, despite the current situation showing his brand, I think it would be best if we go to my people next.
I suppose that can be arranged. Though we have not been to your land before, so we need to find the next closest place that we could transport ourselves to. DM, can we pull up a map and see? Well, I mean, I think we've got it in our chat somewhere pinned. Let me look here.
Yeah, let me have a quick look at the MERP. It has been a while.
Hot minute for sure. Okay, here we go.
Let's have a look. Alright, so you are presently at Brizel. So the closest place to Marty's is Hapori. Well, I mean, technically the dwarven places, but
okay. What about the city that had well, not the city, but the kind of like the camp in the middle of the forest, around where the collector was? Wouldn't that be a bit closer?
Yes, no, it would be if you actually, yeah, the where you did the whole thing with the collector and the camp would be closer, yeah.
Okay. Well, I suppose if we wanted to get close to the Orc City, judging from this, maybe we could find our way back to that camp and where the collector is.
That would be the best option. Any objections?
No?
Suppose not. I am
Okay.
curious as to how the collector is doing at this point, as well as whether or not the people there have stayed inside that encampment or have moved somewhere else.
If anything fails, if all else fails, I can provide a shelter.
Suppose that is good to know. I may be able to get in touch with the collector to see where he is, if he is still in the same area as before. Would you all be opposed to that?
No, I'm good with that.
All right. Let's see if I can make this work then. Just so I'm just gonna put a little flair on it. Thrask is gonna pull out his Warlock journal, his Book of Shadows, and he's gonna pull his quill out, and he is going to cast Sending.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. What was that face that popped up?
That's this, the temporary branding.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh no,
Colon.
he's got a pimple.
And it's getting concerningly blue.
Right. So I hit this here.
While Thrask is doing that, Maddie kind of goes like a few steps back and starts what is a 10-minute casting time process on something. You'll see in a sec.
All right. But yeah, to cast this Sending, I'll just so anyone can see it. I'll write in this blank page with my quill. Just say, Collector, this is Thrask, the lizard folk you met long ago. We are traveling to your area. Are you still there? Is it safe to visit? I believe that's 25.
Okay. So, let's see. So you send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. Creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as its sender, and if it knows you, it can answer in a manner immediately. The spell enables creature with intelligence score of at least 1, yada yada. Alright, cool. Alright. Okay, well, as you do that, you hear within your mind... Okay. Sorry, the loading screen on the mind. That's perfect. It is just perfect. Alright. Alright, you hear, not safe, all moved, western forests of Alagar, near lake.
Okay, all not safe, all move, western forest of Alagar, near lake.
Yeah, you would know on the map that to be the greener forests in between Strepsek, the place on the far left, and kind of like buried in the mountains.
Okay. So when I cast that, I kind of imagine his words would show up on the page of my...
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. Yep.
Yeah, so people can see it. Because there is kind of like a warlock thing that lets you do that, but I just thought it'd be cool for flair.
Yep, that's fine.
Western forests of Alagar near the lake. So he'll kind of like look at the map here and see if he can find the point where he's referring to.
Yeah, let me put the map in the on the stream.
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, yes. There we are.
All right. So, can you see the lake in surrounding the the green forest with the lake in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There.
Right there.
And where are we in position to Brizo?
Brizo is over here.
Way to the east.
Oh boy.
All on
That's
the
close.
other side. So we've got to think of a point that'll get us close enough to that area.
Yeah, that's where Helpori and Wuduhai are.
Okay.
And then Kitty Kitty is up here.
Right, right.
And the dwarven place is at the top left.
I don't think we want to go to Hapori just yet. Wuruhai, though. Let's see here. Gotta look through my 27 pages of notes that I've got here.
I mean, if I could offer some advice, technically, Azalea can teleport you guys to a tree that she's known.
So long as I've seen it or touched it.
Right.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if she had been that far west to a tree that's there.
I was
as
gonna
I
say
say-
we've been to the Collector's Forest when we first went there.
Right. So if we can get to at least to that spot and then start making our way to the new location, maybe that should work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's fine by
I'm
me.
gonna hold off on what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Oh,
I was doing a summon thing. If I
Oh, okay, I get you.
I don't know if that thing can go through the tree.
doing Sim Sams?
Yeah, no, I'd say it can.
Okay.
Although it might not be best to do in a crowded area right now.
Right, yeah, best to do it in the forest.
All right. So it seems like the collector may be in trouble, possibly. Azalea, you remember the area where Wuruhai was, right? The big the encampment that was there and where the collector was?
Yeah.
Think you'd maybe able to teleport us to a tree in that area so we can move from there?
Sorry, just Wuduhai is where is the original forest you guys went into. The very start.
So, is Scrimwell where the collector is?
Yes.
Or Scrimwell, or was, I guess, at this point.
Well, yeah, it was, yeah.
Hmm.
So
The
yes, you,
only problem that I have is I don't want to take Crisanto.
I see.
It's
So-
too dangerous for him, and if he gets hurt, then my people won't have anyone in charge while I'm gone.
That is very true, and I suppose you do not want to leave him here in the city either.
I mean, the city doesn't have the best track record for looking after people, so...
You know, a
no.
very fair point, and since you have been building things up in the Elven City, it'd probably be best to send him back, but, I mean, you are the ruler, I suppose. I suppose you could give him an order to do so.
I've just got to figure out how I'm getting him home, because if I can only use my portal once.
Right.
We could just rest for the night and just go out tomorrow.
I mean, that is a possibility. At least let Madlug have a night that is not, incarcerated.
Unless you want me to fly you, I can turn into the giant bird thing again, the peak of existence.
That's all right. I've got my own transportation.
You do?
Hmm.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but
It would probably be best not to do it in the city. I don't want to go back behind bars again.
I see.
Summons a 4x4.
We going ATV and out of this place here, baby.
I mean, if you want to see it, we just need to step outside of the city, since now we can.
Right. Well, do we want to trouble Dunnet with one more night here, or do we want to go ahead and see if we can get out of the city and back onto the land here?
I'm gonna spend a night with my uncle. You guys can do whatever you want.
Sure.
I also want to say bye to Poku, who saved everyone, so...
No, that absolutely makes sense.
I might go camp outside the city, if that's all right with you guys.
Well, I wouldn't try to stray too far from things. But if you feel that is best, maybe we just mark a meeting point for the following morning and then we head out then. Yeah, so Azalea, you can get Crescento back to the Elven City tonight. Ika stays with his uncle. Madi camps somewhere else, and myself, I suppose I'll stick with Ika as well.
Okay. I guess it's gonna be like, alright, and then start heading towards Poku's area.
Well, I suppose that is that then.
Right.
Okay.
You guys can meet. Yep.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say you guys can just meet me outside.
Right.
Okay. Well, you all agree on a location to meet then. Ika and Thras, you go back to Dunnet's place. Azalea, you use the same form of transportation that you've used this whole time, the same tree. And let's send Crescento back. And he leaves you with a piece of paper with a few notes of things to improve upon. One being not to insult their god tree, which gave them all life.
He rolls her eyes.
He turns and then heads through the portal and bows his head towards you.
Yeah, she'll see him off. But she'll see him off with like a proper elven like send off. There's respect regardless.
Yeah, he stops for a second, realizing he's been a bit lax the last couple of days, taking a work holiday, and he does the exact same thing to you, obviously with the utmost respect, and turns through the portal as the tree forms back into its usual self. Sorry, Cassandra, stop insulting our sacred tree. Azalea, no.
Azalea is she's not gonna go back to Dunnet's, and she is not going to go to Marty's either. She is just gonna sit in the tree and go to sleep there.
Okay. You climb up the tree and find yourself in it, some bedded leaves. Marty, you begin heading through the city towards what would have been the entrance that that Poku got you through before. A hole is still left there, which has been is starting to be patched up and preventing anything from entering on in. And they've kind of got like a makeshift exit and entrance system right now. So you're able to walk through that, and for the first time in ages, feel grass beneath your feet. As you exit, with the familiar scents and smells that you've been having for a long time now. As a forest way a forest emerges within front of you.
This seems like a good spot.
Now, time to summon the boy.
All right. You begin to focus your energies in the forests as you send your mind back to an ancient bond that you once had with a long lost friend. And as you do, you put your hands on the ground, and as the grass and the winds and the leaves begin to swirl around, as a blue energy suddenly emerges from within, and it kind of explodes out, revealing a kind of like spectral-looking wolf creature. Not quite bigger than a wolf and smaller than a dire wolf. As it turns to look at you, it begins to kind of sniff at you and puts its head underneath your arm.
It's good to see you again, old friend. I know you've been resting well since the last time we met, but I need your help now more than ever. Are you ready to ride with me into battle? Zeal.
He lets out a howl into the sky.
Good boy.
And then we set up camp.
So?
And then we set up camp.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you head on into the forest with him, and you find an opening, and you set up like a little camp with a little fire, and some of the woods and stuff that have around the place. You kind of put over yourself for a little bit of shelter.
Maddie sort of stares at the fire and collects his thoughts, and then looks inward to Kurtz.
How are you feeling, brother?
Humble. Mortal.
Do you remember the history of Logar?
Cursed being. A life of hatred. A mistake.
Goals to not become him anymore. And I got really close, didn't I?
He doesn't really answer, but you can... He's kind of just still focused on the future at this point, and he's not really answering, but he's not saying no.
Okay. We're going to need a plan. If my brothers can no longer speak to me, how do I convey to them that they need our help?
You kind of get like a flashing memory of a situation where you remember that one people who have committed crimes and people who have or orcs who have lost respect, the only way they can gain it back is through their chieftain. You remember her to be someone of extreme respect and power. She single-handedly saved your race from years ago from a tyrannical leader that you had. She is said to have been blessed by Kurtz himself at the top of a mountain.
Right. The chieftain. Hopefully she can hear me out. It's gonna be really hard to get to her, though. He's just quietly thinking to himself and just contemplating.
Yeah.
I still don't understand. I've been thrown away by my father, society, and now Ika's people have branded me at the lowest possible rank for orc. Why was I chosen for this, when there was a much clearer candidate in our own leader?
She leads the present. We lead the future. The powers of Darite are a mystery to us also.
Right. And I know I don't have much time left, so I might as well make sure their future is secured.
Amen, brother.
Can I ask you one last thing? And then I'll let you rest and recover. I meant to ask you this a long time ago when I met you, but given the circumstances, we didn't have time. My son, Evildoerz, is he still alive?
We have no connection to the threats of life down here.
Right. I suppose that was wishful thinking. All right. Get some rest, brother. This is a much better place to recover than behind bars.
Beneath Aerolith's stars.
She did do a beautiful job, didn't she?
All right.
Okay. Awesome. All right, and I think unless there's anything you guys want to do, I think we probably can call it there. Because I have nothing else planned.
Okay.
See, honesty. That's the whole theme of this episode. Honesty.
Yeah.
Although, God, we have such a split party right now. Nobody wants to be next to anybody, so we're just like, oh yeah, we'll probably save the world. Just fuck off.
Like the moment we got together, everyone went away.
Oopsies. Well, it's an awkward situation. Like, we got you out of jail. Yay. It's not like a thing where you can just go, you got out of prison. Let's go to Arby's.
Huh, that's how my family does it.
Anyway. Alright, the next session will be on the 4th of April. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So?
Yeah, just let me know if you're not. Anyway, thank you so. Let's end. I'm out of ideas. No, yeah. I know. I've set up the world where I know exactly what could happen.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where they were going to go, what they were going to do. So.
Yeah. I'd say that probably the only last thing is that Thras is still probably thinking about the whole like treasure thing. It's like, are we just gonna leave that behind, or he's probably not in the mood to give it to us now at this point.
I was about to say, I'm no prize, so it's fine.
To be quite frank, you guys have legendary weapons. You're level 19. I don't know what, to be quite frank, a mortal could give you at this point. Also, the world's fucked, so gold ain't gonna mean much.
Your reward is a job well done.
Yes, a hearty handshake.
Also, your friend's not dead.
Yeah, true enough.
Oh yeah, no, that was it. He had the secret first edition of Babuka.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Sora. Now you understand why Maddie got so attached to Ica. He got very dependent on young child looking up to him because he didn't get to do that.
I mean, to be fair, he said this ages ago, to my shock and surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe instead Thrask actually runs after Azalea after they split up and said, "Now let's get back to the subject. You read my book."
Oh, son of a bitch.
Well, you taught me how to read, and I'm older than you.
It was
How
the only
many more
book I could
secrets do you
find.
have?
Also, where's my thank you from for stopping the dude we like from getting death sentence, man? I fixed that shit.
Oh, to be fair, he doesn't know that yet, so.
I mean, for my whole party, I'm a smart lass. Thank you very much.
They're still reeling from the shock of you being smart.
Yeah, I know, that's a shock to me too. To be fair, I planned this, so at least that's, you know.
Oh, well, to be
bonus.
fair, I had an entire document ready for like that thing, but then you made it so like it was like, oh, okay, well, that was a really smart way of doing it. I guess fuck that.
Counter move. I'm just gonna tell you everything, and we're gonna see how this shakes out.
Just like, well, he's a god. Well, shit. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Honesty is the best policy, man.
You don't say.
The irony.
I feel like I feel like we're missing over one glaring thing. You two got away with releasing a prisoner.
Yeah, that part was never really said out loud.
Although, to be fair, there was the one person that apparently was wrongfully imprisoned because they were just putting anybody in prison.
Yeah. Her,
Yeah, so
her
I'm
sister
sure
was
he's
put
gonna
in
have
for
to-
conspiracy.
It's gonna have to
It
figure out
said-
which guard was just arresting people for no reason.
If
Probably
anything,
Sack.
we should just be tried for turning 2 guards into sloths for a short period of time.
No, they loved it.
Yeah, it seemed like an awakening for them.
Yeah.
They're starting a new non-profit organization to help sloths.
They have a sloth fan club now.
Ah.
Anyway, all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along, and we shall see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.